The discovery. The vast emptiness of space stretched before the horizon, Earth's most advanced exploration vessel. Captain Elena Reyes stood on the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the viewscreen, as the ship approached the coordinates they'd received 3 weeks ago. "Status report," she ordered, her voice steady despite the tension that had gripped the crew for days. Lieutenant Commander Aiden Chen looked up from his console. "All systems nominal, Captain. We'll reach the rendezvous point in 15 minutes. Elena nodded, brushing a strand of her short black hair behind her ear. This mission represented humanity's greatest leap into the cosmos. First contact with the Galactic Council, an alleged federation of spacefaring civilizations that had reached out to Earth after detecting their quantum communication experiments. Dr. Okafor, Elena turned to her chief science officer. "Any unusual readings?" Dr. Natalia Okafor shook her head, her expression thoughtful. "Nothing unexpected, Captain. The quantum beacon they provided is functioning exactly as described." "That's what worries me," Elena muttered. Humanity had advanced rapidly in the past 50 years, developing faster than light travel and establishing outposts throughout their solar system. But they were still newcomers to interstellar politics. Being invited to join a galactic community so quickly seemed too good to be true. The communications officer, Lieutenant Raj Patel, suddenly straightened. "Captain, we're receiving a transmission." "On screen," Elena commanded. The view screen flickered, revealing a being with iridescent blue skin and 4 symmetrical eyes arranged in a diamond pattern. Elaborate silver markings adorned its elongated head. "Greetings, people of Earth," the being spoke, its voice translated through the quantum communicator. "I am High Ambassador Jivun of the Galactic Council. We welcome you to the greater community." Elena stepped forward. "Ambassador, I am Captain Elena Reyes of the Earth exploration vessel Horizon. We come in peace and friendship. Your arrival marks a historic moment," Jivun replied. "Prepare to dock with our diplomatic vessel. We have much to discuss about your future among the stars." The transmission ended, and Elena exchanged glances with her executive officer, Commander Marcus Alvarez. "Opinions?" she asked quietly. "They seem friendly enough," Marcus offered, "but I don't like that we can't scan beyond their hull. Those shield technologies are blocking all our sensors." Elena nodded. "Maintain alert status. I want security teams ready, but discreet. We're here to make friends, but let's not be naive." Hours later, Elena and a small delegation sat in a conference room aboard the council vessel. The walls shimmered with holographic displays showing hundreds of worlds, all purportedly member planets of the Galactic Council. "For 50,000 cycles, the Council has maintained peace and prosperity throughout this sector," explained Jivun. "We offer Earth full membership, which includes access to advanced medical technology, clean energy solutions, and cultural exchange with over 300 species." "That's a generous offer," Elena responded carefully. "What does the Council expect in return?" "Only your participation in our Mutual Defense Pact and adherence to Council regulations," said another alien, introduced as Sub-Ambassador Krell of the Vernac species. "The universe harbors dangers greater than any single civilization can face alone." Elena noticed Dr. Okafor subtly activating her data pad under the table, recording the conversation for later analysis. "We would need time to consult with Earth's governments," Elena said. "Such decisions cannot be made by a single expedition." "Of course," Jivun's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. "We anticipated this. We offer you this data crystal containing information about the Council, its history, and the benefits of membership. Review it with your leaders." As the formal meeting concluded, the Earth delegation was given a tour of the vessel. Dr. Okafor managed to discreetly scan various sections with modified equipment hidden in her standard-issue tools. Back aboard the Horizon, Elena called her senior staff to the secure conference room. "Something doesn't add up," Dr. Okafor said immediately after the security protocols were activated. "The translation matrix they provided has inconsistencies when processing their historical archives. versus their direct communication. Explain, Elena demanded. Natalia brought up a holographic display. When they speak of mutual defense, the root linguistics suggests something closer to assimilation or integration, and I managed to obtain biometric readings from 5 different council species. The Vernax, supposedly an independent founding member, shows genetic markers that appear artificially standardized. You're saying they've been genetically modified? Marcus asked. Not just modified, Natalia corrected. Systematically altered over generations. And look at this. She displayed another set of data. I cross-referenced the historical images they provided with their current physiology. The Vernax from 500 years ago had 6 limbs and a different cranial structure. Today's Vernax have 4 limbs and skull formations remarkably similar to the dominant Chivera species. A heavy silence fell over the room. They're not a federation, Elena concluded. They're an empire that absorbs other species through gradual genetic assimilation. Lieutenant Commander Chen spoke up. The data crystal they provided, could it contain surveillance technology? Already contained, Raj confirmed. I isolated it in a quantum-shielded chamber. It was broadcasting low-level signals designed to penetrate our communication systems. Elena stood, pacing the conference room. We need more information before we return to Earth. If we arrive with half-formed suspicions, the Council's representatives could easily dismiss them. Captain, Natalia said hesitantly, during the tour, I noticed a secure data hub. With the right distraction, I might be able to access it. Elena considered this. Too risky for a frontal approach. But perhaps. She turned to her security chief, Lieutenant Commander Diana Ortega. What if we accept their invitation for a cultural exchange? Request access to their historical archives as a show of scholarly interest. Diana nodded. We could create specialized data extraction algorithms disguised as translation software. Make it happen, Elena ordered. Meanwhile, we maintain the appearance of eager potential allies. Everyone, be careful what you say or do, even in private quarters. Assume we're being monitored at all times. Over the next 3 days, the crew executed their plan with precision. Dr. Okafor and her team, under the guise of cultural researchers, gained access to historical archives. Lieutenant Patil modified communication equipment to secretly copy data while appearing to simply translate it. Security teams mapped the council vessel's layout during goodwill tours. On the 4th day, Elena found Dr. Okafor in her lab, her face ashen. What did you find? Elena asked, closing the door. Everything, Natalia whispered. Captain, they've done this at least 17 times. Different species, same pattern. First cultural enrichment, then technological assistance that includes biological modifications disguised as medical advances. Within 3 generations, the target species is fully integrated. Their appearance, their genetics, even their thought patterns altered to align with council parameters. And Earth is next, Elena said grimly. We're particularly valuable to them. Natalia brought up genetic analyses. Human adaptability and genetic diversity are exceptional. They plan to harvest these traits to strengthen their collective. But the process would effectively erase humanity as we know it within a century. Elena's jaw tightened. Prepare a comprehensive report. Encrypt it with the highest security protocols. We need to return to Earth immediately. There's more, Natalia added. The mutual defense technology they offer contains backdoors. Their clean energy solutions include monitoring systems. Every gift is a Trojan horse. When Elena returned to the bridge, she maintained her diplomatic demeanor. Send a message to Ambassador Jivun. Express our gratitude for their hospitality and inform them that we must return to Earth to consult with our leadership. The council representatives agreed readily, seemingly pleased with the progress of their engagement. As the horizon broke away from the council vessel, Elena gathered her most trusted officers in her ready room. We have a difficult journey ahead, she told them. When we return to Earth, the council will likely send representatives with us. They'll present a compelling case for alliance. Our evidence will seem circumstantial against their promises of advancement. "What's our play, Captain?" Marcus asked. Alina's expression hardened. "We create a contingency. Before we reach Earth, we'll dispatch coded messages to select military and scientific contacts using our emergency protocols. We need to build a covert resistance network. People positioned to act if Earth's governments fall under the Council's influence. We'll need a name for this network," Diana suggested. "Something that won't raise flags if intercepted." Alina thought for a moment. "Earth Shield. Because that's exactly what we'll be. A shield protecting Earth from a threat it doesn't yet understand." As the horizon accelerated toward home, Alina stared out at the stars. Humanity had dreamed of finding other intelligent life in the universe for centuries. Now they had, and it was nothing like they'd imagined. Not malevolent conquerors or benevolent teachers, but something far more insidious. A collective that consumed other species so gradually they hardly realized what was happening until it was too late. "Not us," Alina whispered to herself. "Not humanity." The battle for Earth's future had begun, and the enemy didn't even know they'd been discovered. That, Alina decided, would be humanity's greatest advantage. The ultimatum. 6 months after the Horizon's return to Earth, Captain Alina Reyes stood at the window of the underground facility known only as Nexus. Below her, scientists and military personnel moved with purpose through a massive chamber housing what appeared to be a partially disassembled council ship. "Status report," she said as Commander Marcus Alvarez approached. "Phase 1 is complete," he replied, handing her a tablet. "The countermeasures work. We've successfully reversed the nanite programming in all test subjects." Alina nodded, satisfaction evident in her expression. The battle had not been easy. Upon their return, the Council had indeed sent diplomatic envoys bearing gifts, medical technology that could cure any disease, energy systems that would end pollution, and educational protocols to accelerate human development. Earth's governments, dazzled by these offerings, had nearly signed the integration treaties. But Earthshield had been ready. Key officials in major nations had received the Horizon's evidence, creating just enough doubt to delay full commitment. "And the colonies?" Alina asked, turning away from the window. "Prospering," Marcus confirmed. "Summit Base on Mars is now self-sufficient. The Neptune station will reach that milestone next month. Most importantly, the Proxima Centauri settlement remains undetected by Council surveillance." Alina allowed herself a small smile. These hidden colonies represented humanity's insurance policy, populations established beyond the Council's immediate reach, ready to preserve human culture and genetics if Earth itself fell under complete control. "The Council suspects something," Diana Ortega said as she joined them. Now head of Earthshield Security, she handed Alina another report. "Their ambassador requested a tour of our lunar facility yesterday. We provided one, of course." "The decoy facility," Alina finished the thought. "Yes, they seemed satisfied, but they've increased their surveillance satellites in Earth orbit by 30%. Dr. Natalia Okafor entered the room, her usual calm demeanor replaced by barely contained excitement. "It works," she announced without preamble. "The quantum reversal field. We've successfully tested it at half scale." Alina felt a surge of hope. This was the breakthrough they'd been waiting for. "Show me." The senior team followed Natalia to her laboratory, where a complex array of equipment surrounded a containment field. Inside floated what appeared to be a standard Council communication device. "The Council's technology operates on quantum entanglement principles," Natalia explained. "Every piece of tech they've given us maintains a constant connection to their central systems. We've suspected this allowed for monitoring, but it's much more. It's a control mechanism." She activated a series of controls. "Watch." The communication device shuddered and then emitted a high-pitched whine before going dark. "You disabled it?" Alina asked. "Better." Natalia smiled. "I reversed the entanglement flow. Instead of them monitoring us through this device, we can now monitor them. And not just monitor. We can send commands backward through their own network. Marcus whistled. You're saying we can control their technology? Any technology based on their quantum principles, yes. And everything they've given us uses these principles as a foundation. Elena studied the device. They'll detect this. Not if we deploy it simultaneously across all integration points, Natalia countered. Their system isn't designed to defend against its own protocols being used against it. By the time they realize what's happening, it will be too late. Elena considered the implications. For months, Earthshield had been playing defense, gathering intelligence, establishing fallback positions, and quietly undermining the Council's influence where possible. This development could change everything. How soon can you scale this up? She asked. 2 weeks for global deployment, Natalia replied. But Captain, there's something else. She hesitated, then continued. While testing the reversal field, we intercepted communications indicating the Council has accelerated their timeline. They're preparing for Phase 2 integration within the month. Diana's expression darkened. Phase 2 being mass deployment of health monitoring implants to key population centers, Natalia explained. They contain the first-generation genetic modification nanites. Once implemented, subtle changes to human physiology would begin immediately. Elena's decision was immediate. We move now. Diana, activate all Earthshield cells globally. Marcus, alert our off-world colonies to implement communication blackout protocols. Natalia, I want the reversal field technology distributed to all secure facilities within 48 hours. As her team hurried to carry out orders, Elena returned to her office. On her desk sat a secure quantum communicator, a Council device that had been modified by Natalia's team. She activated it, knowing that what she was about to do would irrevocably change humanity's relationship with the galactic community. 3 days later, Elena stood on the bridge of the Defiance, Earth's first true warship. Built in secret using a combination of human innovation and reversed-engineered Council technology, it represented humanity's refusal to be quietly assimilated. All systems ready, Captain. Lieutenant Commander Chen reported from Tactical. The fleet is in position, Marcus added. Surrounding Earth, 12 similar vessels maintained formation, while hundreds of smaller craft patrolled the space between. Not all were fully armed. Some were merely convincing decoys, but the Council wouldn't know which was which. Council vessels are responding, Communications Officer Raj Patel announced. They're demanding explanation for our unauthorized military deployment and ordering us to stand down. Open a channel to their command ship, Elena ordered. When the connection was established, she stood tall. This is Captain Elena Reyes of Earth Defense Vessel Defiance. I wish to speak with High Ambassador Ji-Voon immediately. After a brief delay, the familiar blue-skinned figure appeared on screen, 4 eyes blinking in what Elena now recognized as agitation. Captain Reyes, Ji-Voon said coolly, your actions are in violation of our mutual assistance protocols. These military vessels must be decommissioned at once. I'm afraid that won't be possible, Ambassador, Elena replied evenly. In fact, I'm here to deliver a message from Earth's United Governments. She nodded to Raj, who transmitted the prepared statement, one that had been carefully crafted and approved by a coalition of Earth nations, now fully aware of the Council's true intentions. Humanity rejects the terms of integration into the Galactic Council, Elena stated firmly. We have discovered the true nature of your assistance and the ultimate fate of 17 other species who accepted your generous offers in the past. Ji-Voon's expression remained impassive, but a subtle shift in posture betrayed surprise. You misunderstand our intentions, Captain. The Council brings advancement and prosperity. At the cost of identity, independence, and genetic sovereignty, Elena interrupted. We've analyzed the nanite technology in your medical devices. We've decrypted your historical archives. We know exactly what happens during integration. For the first time, uncertainty flickered across the ambassador's features. These are complex matters that require discussion. There's nothing to discuss, Alina cut in. As of this moment, all Council representatives are ordered to leave Earth and its solar system. All Council technology previously accepted by Earth is being deactivated. Any attempt to force integration will be met with immediate and decisive response. Jivun's composure cracked slightly. You cannot possibly believe your primitive fleet can stand against the Council's combined forces. Alina allowed herself a small smile. That's where you've miscalculated, Ambassador. Dr. Okafor, if you would. On a side screen, Natalia appeared from Nexus Control Center, initiating quantum reversal field. Now, throughout Earth's solar system, the specialized field activated, carried through the very quantum network the Council had established. On the view screen, Alina watched as confusion spread across Jivun's face when reports presumably began coming in. What have you done? The ambassador demanded. We've turned your own technology against you, Alina explained. Every quantum-based system you've established in our solar system now responds to our commands, not yours. Your weapons are disabled. Your ship's propulsion systems are under our control. Even your communication network now serves us. She leaned forward. But that's not all. We've transmitted this same technology to 17 other solar systems, the homeworlds of species you've integrated over the centuries. They're awakening as we speak, rediscovering their original identities and breaking free of your genetic manipulations. Absolute shock registered on Jivun's face. Impossible. The integration is irreversible. Nothing is irreversible, Natalia interjected. Especially not when the descendants of those altered species still carry dormant genetic memories. Your attempts to erase them were thorough but not perfect. We found the key to reactivating those memories. Alina took control of the conversation again. Here is humanity's ultimatum, Ambassador. The Council will immediately cease all integration activities throughout the galaxy. You will acknowledge the sovereignty of all species, including those you've already modified. You will share your technology openly, without hidden control mechanisms. And you will restructure the Council as a true federation of equals. Or, Jivun challenged, though the word lacked conviction. Or we complete the activation of dormant genetic memories in all integrated species simultaneously, Alina stated calmly. Your carefully constructed hierarchy collapses in a day. And given how many of those integrated species now serve in your military and government, I imagine the resulting chaos would be extensive. Silence stretched between them. Alina could almost see the calculations happening behind the ambassador's four eyes. The Council does not respond to threats, Jivun finally said, though with notably less certainty. This isn't a threat, Alina corrected. It's an opportunity. For thousands of years, the Council has absorbed other civilizations, taking their strengths while erasing their identities. Today that ends. The choice before you is simple: evolve or collapse. She gestured to Natalia, who activated another system. Across the view screen, data streamed showing Council ships throughout the solar system powering down, their crews suddenly unable to control their own vessels. We'll give you 24 hours to begin evacuation, Alina concluded. During that time, Council representatives may depart Earth unhindered. After that, we will assume control of any remaining Council assets in our system. Without waiting for a response, she signaled Raj to end the transmission. The bridge crew sat in tense silence, aware of the enormity of what had just transpired. They won't give up that easily, Marcus warned. Thousands of years of expansion won't be undone by one confrontation. No, Alina agreed. But we've changed the equation. They've never encountered a species that discovered their true nature and developed countermeasures before integration was complete. Diana approached with a tactical display. Our sensors show Council vessels already beginning to withdraw from Earth orbit. They're retreating to the system's edge. Maintain alert status, Alina ordered, and open a secure channel to Earthshield Command. Tell them Phase 1 of Operation Sovereignty is complete. As the Defiance maintained its vigilant position, Alina contemplated the stars visible through the view screen. For millennia, the Council had expanded unchallenged, quietly absorbing species after species into their collective. They had encountered technological civilizations before, even militarily advanced ones, but they had never faced humanity. Adaptable, suspicious, innovative humanity, with its unique blend of cooperation and defiance. "We've won the first battle," Alina told her crew. "But the war for true galactic freedom has just begun." In the months that followed, the Council would make several attempts to reassert control. Diplomatic overtures, covert infiltration, even limited military engagements. But each time, they found themselves outmaneuvered by humanity's growing alliance with newly liberated species. The Galactic Council ultimately survived, but transformed. No longer an assimilating collective, it evolved into something closer to its public image, a federation of truly independent civilizations united by mutual interests rather than genetic manipulation. And at the heart of this transformation stood humanity, the species that had issued the ultimatum that changed the galaxy: evolve or perish. The Council had chosen to evolve, and the stars were better for it.